Where's the billboard? There we go. Whew. Good stuff. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. YouTube. Just look for Clemson Sports Talk, or you can go to tinyurl.com/Clemson Sports TV. And great job, dude. I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. I wondered where he had come from. I didn't know who he covered previously. He mentioned he covered the Indiana Hoosiers. So again, John Blau's on Twitter at John_Blau, BLAU, like wow, pow, and cow, apparently. Much easier to say than Rook, row, your boat gently down the stream, merrily, merrily, merrily. So funny. I actually heard a guy, and it can be. I mean, Rook's name, Rook Ororo, is a tough one. But I heard somebody say Rook, let me see if I can say it right. Or or something. I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, it's funny. It's hard to believe when the name DJ Uyunglele is not the most difficult name to say on your roster. It's also another thing to say that Uyunglele and Orororo, I may have put too many Roros in there, your boat, is not the toughest to spell. That would go to Tyson Pumachan. I think easily Tyson Pumachan's the toughest name. Phommachanh. And I would love to have the audio of the first time I had to say Pumachan on the air. That would be incredible. Because I'm sure I was like, Foma Tanha? I remember thinking, where could this kid be from? And then you watch the film, man. And again, I said earlier, you wouldn't want Tyson Pumachan to have to be your quarterback today. And I do believe that still. But then you go watch some of the film of Tyson back in high school, doing work. 803-450-0086, 803-450-0086. Tomorrow, no Tim Beret. He's got, did he say the Ryder Cup? Is that, listen, you golf heads, you'll know. You'll already know. You'll be like, yep, Swanee, it's the Ryder Cup. Yeah, he's got the Ryder Cup opening ceremony. So no Tim Beret tomorrow, but it's looking like we'll get our buddy Roddy Jones from the ACC Network and Sirius XM on the program with us as well. Looking forward talking to Roddy hopefully here tomorrow as Clemson gets set for their matchup with NC State. Again, I brought this up. I think it's notable. The Wolfpack were probably one of the teams, and I don't know how many teams you put out there during the offseason and said, yeah, that's a team that might be able to knock Clemson off. Really catch them the right way. Could still beat this Tiger team if they were full board, just going after it. They were as good as they could be. I think the argument could be made that NC State had a chance in this game. And because of the way Clemson's played, it's hard not to imagine that hasn't been enhanced significantly. Now, look, maybe you would have given NC State a 10% chance previously or less, so that's one thing to be said. But, I mean, I would have to put this game at this point, if we get Clemson from week 3, maybe even week 2, and maybe even week 1, I mean, it might be a 60-40 split on this ball game. Now, Edward says my gut is the Clemson Tigers figure it out on Saturday. And Edward, I hope you're right for a couple of reasons. One, obviously, Clemson has zero margin of error. And that's the other thing that we haven't even factored into your concerns coming in this weekend. They have to know. They have to know that with a loss, they're done. They're not going to be in the college football playoff. And I get it. Every team can't be in the playoff. I get it. You can't make the playoff every year. But can you imagine the bitter disappointment of just that feeling hitting you right in the chest as a Clemson Tiger fan who's seen this team ascend to this incredible height and have the type of success that they've had, only to be sitting here 4 weeks in? You haven't even turned the calendar. I mean, it's fall today. You haven't even turned the calendar to October. And your hopes of a college football playoff, which have become fair or foul the norm, are squashed. Just like a grape. I mean, that's the thing. Like, Clemson fans right now are incredibly annoyed with what they've seen. And it's mind-boggling to a degree because, yeah, you're 2-1. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. And your loss is to a team that people are still championing as not only a college football playoff contender, but maybe one of the top 2 teams in the country. Yet Clemson continues to slide. What will be interesting to see is if Clemson will have a quick ascension sort of back into that top 4 or 5 if they begin to look good. Like, if they play lights out this weekend, will they jump up? Will people go, "Oh, okay, that was just a hitch in the giddy up"? Valid conversation, I think. Valid conversation. 803-450-0086, the ACC championship game kickoff time's announced. We'll tell you about it next.
iHeartRadio brings you global